So I'm on phase 1 of the GAPS diet, and this is day, what's it today, Thursday? Day 4. So I'm finally in ketosis, and I'm feeling good.
Why do you have to go to the GAPS diet?
I like the GAPS diet. Alright guys, we're running our wood stove, so you can probably hear a really annoying background noise. I don't know if the camera cuts it out or not. Let me go turn it down. So, I wanted to make a video about GAPS, but I haven't really been able to because my life is just life. I'm doing a lot of things and it's hard to cook GAPS, and I want to make sure that I stay on track. So as I said previously, I am on day 4, Thursday. I started on a Monday, and I am on stage 1. I plan to stay on stage 1 for me until my bloating goes down. I get some die-off symptoms, and the first time it was severe. Like, I looked 6 months pregnant, and the second time, I can't remember. I think I had a lot less the second time, and this time I'm having, I would say, a medium amount of bloating. So I look maybe like I'm 4 months pregnant, but I'm not pregnant at all. But I feel great, and that's what I really like about stage 1. I feel so good. So for me, on stage 1, day 1, was really easy because I love something new. I love trying new things, and I just feel so good on a low carb diet because of all the autoimmune problems I have. I feel so great on day 1. Now day 2 was a different story because I wasn't in ketosis yet. My body was like, what are you doing? There are no carbs. I'm very hungry. So day 2 was pretty rough. Day 3 though, I did hit ketosis, I believe, because I woke up and I wasn't hungry and I had good energy, and I'm trying to do a little bit of intermittent fasting, so I didn't eat breakfast until 10 a.m. and that was great. But last night I did hit that insomnia. I don't know if everyone else gets this, but on stage 1 I get insomnia for a few days as my body adjusts to the keto diet and to this new way of eating. So I don't sleep very well. It's hard for me to fall asleep, and it's hard, like I wake up a lot, and my body just has to adjust, and it takes a few days, and so I'm kind of tired. But today is day 4. I'm making more soup right now. I'm making chicken soup. So yeah, and I'm doing something new this time. So I'm kind of making 2 soups a day, and one I save for the next day, and then when I heat it up in the morning, I'll leave it on the stove like all day for like 2 meals. So I'll heat it up for breakfast around 10 or 11 because I'm doing the intermittent fasting. Then I will eat lunch at the same time, 12:30. So I'll have my breakfast and lunch really close together, and then I'll have dinner at 6. But I'll also have 2 bowls of soup in there that are a snack. So I'll usually have a snack between lunch and dinner and a snack after dinner, because you can eat as much soup as you want when you're doing stage 1. And if you're hungry, you should eat soup, because if you're trying to wait, that hunger is going to make you cheat and eat other things, because it can be quite intense to be very hungry. So if you're hungry on stage 1, eat. And I have not cheated. So when I did stage 1 before, it was really hard. I did end up having some chocolate. This time, instead of having chocolate or a little bit of something in the evening, I am having a glass of tea as my treat and my dessert. So I'm hoping this will be my last time going through the GAPS diet. And yeah, now I'm going to make my soup. I'm putting carrots, chicken, what are these things called? I forget what these things are called. Celery. They're called celery. And an onion. And I also put a bag of frozen cauliflower, organic, and a bag of frozen butternut squash. And I try to have everything organic. And I'm going to serve this, and I'm going to have the soup and the sauerkraut with some creme fraiche in there. And my children and husband are going to have the soup with sourdough bread that I made and can't eat right now. So that's how we're doing the food situation for dinners. We're all eating the soup for dinner, but I make my husband and my kids something different for breakfast and lunch. For lunch they had sandwiches and salads, and for breakfast they had sourdough pancakes. So it is difficult to cook 2 different types of things, but I find that if I feed my kids junk food so that it's easy for me to make gaps, then I feel a lot of guilt and my kids get bad stomach aches, and I don't want that to happen. And if I concentrate on feeding them like super amazing food that takes a long time, then I can't make my gaps food. So it just is a little give and take. And that's what I'm doing on stage 1. I plan to start stage 2 a week from when I started stage 1, so Monday, and I will make another video. And gaps is really hard. You have to think about when you're really craving something, and I really want that sourdough bread or this other thing just to satisfy that craving. I have 2 rules. 1, wait 24 hours. You can wait 24 hours for something, and the next day I'm like, oh, I don't need that. That was a craving at the time. And number 2, remind yourself why you're doing this. So every time I'm like, I want to eat X, Y, and Z, I remind myself that 1, I will be able to eat that thing when I'm healed, or when I'm on this next stage, or whatever, whenever I can eat whatever I'm craving. And number 2, I remind myself, I'm doing this so that I can get better and heal my gut, so I'm not in pain, so that I can have a life, not stuck at home all the time. And I tell myself, you're doing this for your health, so you're gonna keep doing it, and you know it's good for you, and you started doing this for a reason. And you should write that list of your reasons and hang it up somewhere, maybe on your mirror, everywhere. Hang it everywhere, because you're gonna need reminders. And that's my stage 1 update. Now I'm gonna make soup. I'll show you guys the soup. Bye. Here's my soup, bubbling away, bubbling away. It looks delicious. Yum. I'm gonna eat that for dinner and for second dinner.